Yeah. YouTube, what's up, baby? Back in this thing again for another review. This is Q's Insight. I am Kelly, and today we're here to talk about Loki Season 2, Episode 4. Alright? Now, you know what I'm saying? We gonna bust this down like this. If you've been to this channel before, you already know how we do it. We started off with the premise, then it's on to the 3 favorite scenes. And then we on to that grade. And then it's on to that next one, right? So again, this is Loki, Season 2, Episode 4. All right, so the beginning of this episode, we see it basically pick up right where it left off last episode, which is perfect because this is we wanted to hear what was gonna happen, right? So that's what happens. Miss Minutes, is it? Wait, I don't even see them. Yeah, Miss Minutes ends up telling this little secret about Renslayer, okay, or Ravonna, however you want to say it. But it ends up being that, just like in the comic books, Renslayer was once really close with He Who Remains, right? And I don't know if in this show they'll kind of have it be like a relationship, like a love relationship, or if they'll have it just be like a partnership, you know what I'm saying? But just real respectful, you know what I'm saying? And but she ends up telling, Miss Minutes ends up telling Ravonna that He Who Remains and Ravonna used to have a situation of partnership, and eventually he erased her memory, but not just her memory, but everybody's memory, in order to kind of do his thing on his own type stuff. And this was something that was kept from her. And, this is something that's important because here she is, the reason of his success, a lot of his success, when she was doing so much for him, on the front line, you know what I'm saying, as he was sitting back. So, you piggyback off my work that I'm doing and reap all the benefits. You talking about you're going to be my partner, then you don't, and then you erase my memory. And, you know what I'm saying? Like, everything's good for you. And then for me, it's good, but it's like, I don't even know that I don't even know that it was, that this is any less than what it could have been. You know what I'm saying? So I understand her motivation, and I understand why Miss Minutes told her that. And I understand why they are both going to be coming after not just He Who Remains, but most likely the TVA as well. Okay. So that was explained to us in the very beginning. We also get to see, Victor. That's the version of He Who Remains that's here, right? But we get to see Victor arrive to the TVA, gets introduced to Ouroboros. Is it Ouroboros? I think it's Ouroboros. Or is it Boros? Wait, I could just see right now. I'm sure. Yeah, Ouroboros. Ouroboros is a dumb name, bro. Anyway, so Victor gets introduced to Ouroboros. It's really cool because they basically influenced each other across time and space. You know what I'm saying? Which, normally that wouldn't be the case. That wouldn't be plausible, but it was. And so it was cool to see them link up. And they both appreciate each other. They both respect each other. You can definitely tell that right off the bat. And so that was cool. Then we find out that, through Victor's doing, he can possibly fix the problem with the machine that they have in order to fix this timeline and dimensional fracture that's going on, right? So he ends up actually using like the prototype that he had in his time and put it inside the machine that they have, now, and it ends up like working. You know what I'm saying? So they're able to have this way to to fix things, right? They have to go do it, but they have a way to try to do it now. It's available now. So we have that happening, and then we see a few shots where we see, I believe it's Brandon's character and a few of the higher ups imprisoned, and Brandon is trying to get them to come up with a different plan than working with B-15, because B-15 has a plan to, hey, look, I know y'all don't like me, I know you don't respect me, whatever, we got different things going on, but at the end of the day, we both trying to work for the same thing. Let's work for the same cause, and then we can work things out afterwards. That's her whole plan with the people that are in that the prison or that in that cell. And so, the higher up lady, they don't have her name on here. I'm sorry, man. I would know it, but they don't have it. And I didn't take no notes. So, but she's explaining to Brandon, like, look, like, it is what it is, da 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 da. And even though we don't mess with B-15, I trust her for what she's saying. All of a sudden, Renslayer pops up out of nowhere with Miss Minutes, tells them all, look, like, I got a plan to go against the TVA, to go against He Who Remains as well. And if y'all work with me, we're gonna all leave right now. And then, once things are settled, what I'm saying, y'all gonna be my partners, like, for sure, for sure. I'm not cutting nobody off. And it's crazy. The crazy thing about it is that all the people that are there, they end up like getting diminished because they don't want to go. And you would think that they would want to go, but they see how evil Miss Menace is, and they see how evil Renslayer is, and their motivation. Even though Renslayer is trying to get revenge, the motivation, like, by what Miss Menace wants, like, it's more so of an evil determination on her behalf. So because she's doing that, what I'm saying, it's an evil determination. They don't want it. They don't want any part of that. So they sacrifice themselves. Brandon, of course, goes with them. And they're gonna do what they do, right? We eventually get to the point where, we do have some dialogue between Sylvie and Loki, and we end up getting to the point where they have to make the plan that they have to fix the timeline branch from branching out. It's time to interact with that plan, right? So Loki and Sylvie go off, and this episode, I like this episode, was kind of weird. Like, I'm not gonna lie, they go off, and then Victor goes out in the spacesuit, kind of like how Mobius did in like the first episode, right? In order to make this timeline branch from, like, to have it self-contained, right, with the tech that he has. He goes out there. As soon as he steps out there, he gets spaghettified, right? Like the little thing, not pruned, but like you end up disappearing to a whole nother like time or whatever it may be. And so that, like how Loki was doing in the first episode, right? So that happens to him. He disappears. That's it. We don't see him at that point. Then we see when Loki and Sylvie were doing their thing, it ends up being the same situation how in the first episode when we saw Loki, or I think it was like the second episode, I'm sorry. But when the first time we see Sylvie and she's trying to come out the elevator, and then she's like, oh, there you are, or whatever it may be, right? And then Loki gets pruned. Well, we get to this point, and then we see the reason that he gets pruned is because it's his own self that prunes him. Because in this time, what I'm saying, like, it just, I'm sorry, bro, it's weird, bro, it's weird, but he was the one that pruned him own self, bro. And because he realizes this, he does the pruning again to that version. And then he tells Sylvie, like, look, like, this will all make sense eventually. You know what I'm saying? So if you ain't seen the episode, it's going to be confusing. I seen the episode and I'm still confused a little bit, but still. But if you have seen the episode, it's going to make a little bit more sense to you. And then from there, they end up going back to the like little docking bay. And we see that, like I said, they weren't able to make, the plan come to fruition. So we see the timelines kind of combine and then erupt in an explosion, almost like a Big Bang explosion, right? And it's headed towards the TVA, whatever you want to say, command center. And we have everybody looking at it, and the episode ends. So that's basically it. That's the premise for this episode. Hopefully, I didn't give too many spoilers, but had to link you in on what happened, right? But yeah, that's the premise. So 3 of my favorite scenes. This may be out of order, and this will be spoilers. So if things being spoiled for you, if that bothers you without you seeing the episode, pause this video, go watch the episode, then come back to this video and then listen to what I got to say. If spoiling things do not bother you, if you haven't seen the episode, or if you just have seen the episode so you're not being spoiled at all, then stay tuned and just listen. But okay, so 3 of my favorite scenes. And like I said, this may be out of order, but they're just 3 of my favorite scenes. Definitely the ending, right? That was crazy. You know what I'm saying? Seeing the timelines kind of converge and then kind of implode and then explode and just travel, and it's coming towards the TVA command center. What are we gonna do? You know what I'm saying? Who remains is he's gone now. Like the Victor, like he's gone. He disappeared into a different time. So I don't know what's gonna happen with him. I don't know what's gonna happen with them, but it's looking real bleak for them. It's a real dire situation, bro. So hopefully they'll come out on top. But like I said, just the way they ended, it's like last episode, the way they ended that little, I got a secret, You wanted to watch this one. The way they end this one, you want to watch the next episode for sure. But that's my first favorite scene. Second favorite scene, I'm trying to think, bro. But kind of hard sometimes. We'll try to think. She was cool. When Renslayer and Miss Minutes showed up to try to, convert the rest of the little TVA higher ups to come with her to help her out, and they didn't want to do it. Only Brandon did, and so Shorty did that little box thing or whatever. And then boxed them in, bro, and then just scrunched up. Like, everybody was, like, you just hear people screaming, bro, and you can hear, like, liquids. You feel me? Like, you didn't see nothing, but you can hear liquids. I was like, this is kind of gross. It totally reminded me of Nope, you know what I'm saying? Like, when they was getting ate up by a jean jacket, you know what I'm saying? Inside of his body. Like, it just, that's how I got that vibe, you know what I'm saying? But that was a nasty scene. That was a dope scene as well. Had they shown some stuff, it would have been, like, you know what I'm saying? But it's Disney, it's PG, you know what I'm saying? So I understand it. But second favorite scene. So my third favorite scene, actually really seeing Ouroboros and you know what? Nah. We gonna take that back. The beginning explanation for Miss Minutes' secret, letting Renslayer know that she wants did a lot of work for He Who Remains, and was promised a partnership, promised to be by his side, and he erased her memory, and not just her memory, but everybody's memory, and just left her out to dry, you know what I'm saying? But still was using her again, you know what I'm saying, doing all the stuff like that, because she was doing all the stuff for the TVA in the first season, right? So he's been ultimately using her, and then just at the same time, like, not having a partnership. So but like having that being revealed to us, having that be revealed to Renslayer, now she has this motivation of like, I don't mess with He Who Remains, I don't mess with the TVA, I'm coming after them, you know what I'm saying? And it's not even that I want to team up with Loki and Mobius and everything like that. It's my turn, you know what I'm saying? So that's her motivation. It's cool to see that, right? Kind of gives me more respect for the character, because I really hated her like on the first season, you know what I'm saying? And that's going to, of course, continue to this season. But this whole revealing the scenario that happened between her and He Who Remains, I throw respect on her name for sure. But that'd be 3 of my favorite scenes. The grade for this episode, this was a great episode. These episodes have been like good throughout, you know what I'm saying? I can't complain. Some of them been different. Some of them have been like kind of similar vibes to like what we got on the first season, but like this is something new. This is something different, and I respect it. You know what I'm saying? Like, just like WandaVision, just like Loki in season one. This is season two of Loki, so what you expect? But I totally am digging like this it's a different vibe. It's a different vibe, and I'm here for it. But this episode was great. Little confusing, and like a lot of his stuff has been confusing, but still a good episode, and I can't wait for episode 5. I guess there's only 2 more episodes left, so hopefully they can end it strongly, just like how it has begun and how it has carried on. But for this grade, I had a good time, bro. I'm gonna give it a 10. I'm gonna give it a 10 out of 10. Definitely a good episode. Definitely above average. If you're a fan of Loki, watch this mug. If you ain't a fan of Loki, still, and you're a Marvel fan, still just watch this mug, because you already know you gotta watch everything, or else you're gonna be left out. They always be like, no, you ain't gotta watch, but you gotta watch it, because they always gonna have something from a TV show, whether it's anime or it's live action. It's gonna be something from that in the movies. I swear to God. All the time, but they gonna lie to you and say it's not. So be prepared. Be prepared. If you know what that's from, leave a comment. But anyways, I definitely would give it 10 out of 10. So if you guys saw the episode, let me know some of your favorite scenes. Also, let me know throughout this season what's your favorite episode thus far. Yeah, let me know about that in the comments down below for sure. Please remember to like, subscribe, and share. As always, this is Q's Insight. I'm Callie. Until next time.